Perfect. And you are live. What a beautiful day to be alive. We have beautiful sun coming out finally. Wow. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I can see the water over there. I can see the English Bay. It is beautiful. Let's go to Grok. Okay, what are we talking about today? By the way, it was really cool. I was just watching the New York Times interview of Sam Altman, and it's really cool. Like on one side, New York Times is suing Sam Altman. They have filed a lawsuit on OpenAI for just scraping their information, scraping the news, and showing that up as ChatGPT results, or training ChatGPT over their data, over their proprietary data. On the other hand, you have Andrew Sorkin interviewing Sam Altman in a very respectful way. So I thought that was really cool. I think they're keeping things very professional, where yeah, these are two separate things. This is our business where we want to interview you, where we want to provide really good insights on AI and the future of AI to our users. And on the other side, you are scraping our data without our permission, so we will file a lawsuit and we'll see you in court. So that is really cool. Okay, let's learn about what do we want to start? How many how many chips did Nvidia produce in 2024? Let's see. What do we have? Nvidia GPU shipments to 2024 are rumored to rise to 4 million. Wow. Wow. Up from an estimated 1.8 million in 2023. However, specific production numbers for individual chips can vary, and exact figures like Blackwell, H200, and B100 GPUs were not detailed comprehensively. May not reflect the final production numbers. For precise data, one would typically refer to NVIDIA's official financial reports. Okay. Uh, can you give me NVIDIA chip production numbers in the past 10 years? Let's see. Okay, 2014. Whoa, 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 whoa. 52.5? What? NVIDIA shipped around 52.5 million GPUs. 2015. Shipments increased to about 55.6. 2016, 68.5. 2017, 76.6. 2018, 80.6. 88.4. 107.2 million GPUs. 21 shipments reach about 129.7 million GPUs, reflecting strong demand in multiple markets. 22, 138.7 million GPUs, notable uptick in data center and AI applications. Estimated number of GPUs shipped was around 1.8 million for their high-end models like H100, but this doesn't account for all GPU types. These numbers are primarily based on the market shipment estimates and may not account for every single chip produced if some remain in inventory or were used internally. The data for 23 specifically focused on high-end models like H100, indicating a shift in NVIDIA's focus towards high-value chips for AI and computing rather than just consumer GPUs. Okay, okay. Give me give NVIDIA H100 chip production in the past 10 years. Okay, let's see. Okay, now we're looking at 23 estimate 550,000 H100 GPUs, and Microsoft has almost 500K. So this is crazy. Like Microsoft pretty much got most of their shipments. 24 plans to significantly increase production, aiming to ship between 1.5 million and 2 million H100 GPUs. It was introduced in 2022, but actual production and shipment numbers were not available in 2023. There are no production numbers since it did not exist in the market. So H100 is half a million, 24 aiming to ship between 1.5 and 2 million. How many H100 chips does Nvidia plan to ship in 2025? Transition from H100 to newer models like B100 and B200 in 2025. There isn't specific data. Significantly increase its high-end GPU production, targeting 1.5 to 2 million. Could imply a focus on the latest generation models rather than continuing the H100 shipment in large numbers. Okay, interesting. Reported looking to more than triple the shipments of H100 GPUs in 2024. This was last year. Okay. Nvidia, hmm, investor with high returns at Wall Street's Old Boys Club. Audited portfolio, automated hedge, and free weekly analysis. Okay, perfect. Bet. Nice. Nice to meet you. At a price of 30,000 per H100, that would equate to 45 billion in revenue. Expected to ship around 550K units this year while targeting sales of 1.5 million to 2 million H100s next year. Do you think they will hit 550K shipped? Nice. Okay. Do we have what's the latest number? Feb 10. Nvidia is reportedly selecting Intel Foundry Services for additional chip packaging capacity, rumored to be for its H100 GPUs. The deal is rumored to be for 5,000 wafers per month or 300,000 H100s at a perfect yield. Interesting. December 23. Okay. I recall something about 200K next and then 1 million H100 equivalent GPUs. Still looking for receipts. A lot of computers needed. Has anyone exceed xAI or Tesla AI cluster sizes yet? And do you plan to go bigger? I recall something about 200K next and then 1 million H100 equivalent GPUs. Still looking for receipts. A lot of computers needed, right? So XAI has raised $6 billion to accelerate progress. Investors include A16Z, BlackRock, Fidelity, Kingdom Holdings, Lightspeed, MGX, Morgan Stanley, OIA, QIA, Sequoia, Valor, BY, Nvidia, AMD, among others. They got everybody. They got everybody. You must construct additional pylons. To all Europeans reading this, want Europe to thrive, accelerate, join the acceleration. Then it's simple. Follow us, amplifiers together. Let's accelerate. I have $14 if you need any more. Nice. Greg. Let's see. Congrats. Woo! Greg Brockman. Congrats. Nice. Nice. My goal is to help you with that someday. Computers in the future may weigh no more than 1.5 tons. Computers in the future may weigh no more than 1.5 tons. This is really cool. Hmm. That is really cool. Hire me. I have experience in Azure, AWS. Energy plus compute plus the human spirit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Has anyone exceeded? Okay. I appreciate the transparency, no problem with the investor list so long as you have safeguards against their influence on wokeism. Okay. Interesting. Hmm. And we get 2025 strategy. Let's see what we get. Several key areas reflecting its ongoing commitment to lead in various technology sectors, particularly in AI data centers and emerging markets. AI and data center dominance in AI chips. Maintain and expand its leadership in AI with the rollout of its next generation Blackwell GPUs. These are anticipated to power AI applications across industries from cloud computing to autonomous vehicles. Predict that NVIDIA's AI chips will continue to be in high demand due to the broad adoption of AI technologies, new product lines, and market expansion. There are expectations for NVIDIA to reveal its GB300 Blackwell AI server product line potentially at events like the GTC conference in March 2025. This would expand their portfolio in AI hardware, diversification into markets such as robotics and health, leveraging its AI capabilities to create specialized hardware and software solutions, strategic partnerships. AI leaders like xAI enhancing its strategy to be more than just a chip maker, but a comprehensive AI solutions provider. Collaborations to push the boundaries of AI development application, right? I think working with xAI is very interesting. Like when they can see that xAI team works hard, really smart, works really, really hard, really smart, and build a supercluster, a supercomputer, the most powerful supercomputer like Colossus, I believe, in just 19 days. They are like, wait, Let's make sure that we are the ones who provide them whatever they need. And then once they make the most powerful supercomputer, they're using nvidia not only they're using nvidia, which means we could sell them more. We are now working with the winners, but also that they can, that becomes a case study that, oh, what chips is the most powerful supercomputer using? Nvidia. So we want the same thing, and that means that they can now increase their pipeline for selling others. So that works in both ways. Number one would be, yeah, working with the winner, and also kind of really, when you attach yourself to the winner, you are also really improving yourself. You're really forced to improve yourself. That gets your entire team going. It's kind of a forcing function to really improve your product really fast, rapid changes. But then also, because you are the product that is being used by the winner, everybody's like, oh, what is the winner using? Nvidia, we want the same. That your product becomes the standard. That is very interesting. Innovation in hardware and software, and continued innovation in both hardware and software with a focus on the CUDA platform for easier GPU programming and integration in AI development. NVIDIA's strategy includes offering comprehensive solutions from affordable AI technologies to specialized microservices, client-side CPU, and expanding TAM. Their expectation that they might announce a client-side CPU in 2025, which could unlock an additional 35 billion in client-side CPU, additional 35 billion in total addressable market, further diversifying its product offerings beyond GPUs, addressing competition market dynamics. Plans to address competition, notably from companies like AMD, leveraging its full technology stack and ecosystem advantages. NVIDIA's superiority in this regard will help maintain its market position. With ongoing revenue growth and strong financial performance, the strategy includes capitalizing on the AI and data center boom, with projections for significant revenue increases. This is crazy. Like, hmm, if they have reached this point, if they have reached this position where their stock is performing really, 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 really well, what's next? Like, some people think that this is like the they have missed, like there's no point of investing in Nvidia now because they have missed the boom. They have missed the the bull cycle. Now it's just too expensive. But maybe Nvidia's strategy goes even deeper, and they are aiming to grow even 10x from here. We don't know. That's the interesting part. Raised price target raised to $204 at Truist Securities, implying a 54% upside. Announced a client-side CPU in 2025, which would unlock an additional 35 billion in TAM, incrementally constructive on AI dominance and client CPU. Been a home run investment over the last 2 years owing to a new wave of AI demand. All relevant industry contacts support the dominance and superiority of NVIDIA's full technology stack, not just chips or servers or even server racks, but especially software and pre-trained models. We believe NVIDIA will announce a client-side CPU during 2025, opening up an additional 35 billion TAM. Really cool. Okay. So it's very interesting. Like, a lot of people were imagining that if Nvidia is growing to this scale, they might not able to manage the demand, and that will increase the market where a lot of people will try to replicate Nvidia. But they do have a 20-year, uh, what do we say, upstart, a 20-year upstart. No, what do we call it? 20-year advantage in just being in the game and learning about how to grow such a company and build a moat around it. I think it would be incredibly hard for someone else to just be like, oh, so this is where the market's at, this is where the demand's at, so let's just take a little bit of Nvidia's market and build our own chips. Blackwell GPUs go mainstream, new markets, robotics, health. Morgan Stanley reaffirms Nvidia as a top 2025 pick with an overweight rating and $166 price target. Where do they go now? Let's see. Nvidia stock 139. Okay, okay. So Nvidia is right now $139, and already some people are going 166. Some people are going 200. And also Nvidia did do a 1 by 10, 1:10 stock split. That was very interesting. By the way, the sun is beautiful. The sun is hitting the right. spots. Addressing competition, the bank downplays ASIC threats from Marvel and Broadcom, expecting a shift back to GPUs among major ASIC users. Hmm. Will bolster Nvidia's outlook. They predict messaging to emphasize strong Blackwell demand despite supply constraints. Interesting. AMD's 2025 strategy. Let's see. Key initiatives aimed at expanding its market presence, particularly in AI data centers, gaming, and cloud client computing. AI accelerators. Plans to launch new AI accelerators such as the MI350 series chips in the second half of 25, aiming to compete directly with NVIDIA's offerings. The focus is on enhancing AI inference performance with expectation of up to 35x increase compared to previous generations based on AMD CDNA architecture. Data center. Significant growth in data center market by leveraging its EPYC CPUs and Instinct GPUs. This includes expanding its portfolio with products like the AMD EPYC 9005 series processor, which offer record-breaking performance and energy. I'm just curious, which AI company owns the most number of AMD chips? Let's see. Let's see. Hmm. Based on post-Forward X Meta platforms, Meta has reportedly purchased the most number of AMD MI300 chips in 24 with an acquisition of 173,000 chips. Microsoft follows with 96,000 chips. Meta appears to own the most number of AMD chips. Okay. January 9, Microsoft, Meta, and OpenAI will reportedly be buyers of AMD's MI300X Instinct chip, its primary competitor NVIDIA's H100. This is great news for AMD. Microsoft offers cloud customers AMD alternative to NVIDIA AI processors, processors. Supports my thesis that AMD will start eating into NVIDIA's H100 GPU market sooner than people think. Stock is up 3%. Really, people analyze the tech on AMD and not fundamentals. Meta bought 173 this year, while Microsoft bought 96. Also, Starlink is using its chips for its broadband. Interesting. Reported tech companies' GPU volume. What interested me is this: Meta bought 173, Microsoft 96, with a shift from train time compute to test time compute. Train time compute to test time compute. Smaller clusters make more sense since the model doesn't have to be humongous to achieve good results, while memory size will make a big difference to hold more tokens during multi rounds of iterations. AMD takes that approach, and with bigger HDM and might take more shares from Nvidia in the wave. The test result from inference provider RunPod shows that MI300X outperforms H100 mostly because of its larger HBM. Okay. Hmm. Throughput. Interesting. Interesting. Hmm. I took the latest quarterly financials across different hardware providers and AI infra. Clearly, Nvidia has won most of the chips on the table. No surprise, everyone wants to do something to take a share. Company sector: GPU, Arista, network, AMD CPU, Intel CPU, Micron, memory, Equinix, data center, Nvidia 35 billion, AMD 6 billion, Intel 13, Micron 7.75. Operating margin. NVIDIA 62.40, Arista 41. Whoa, where is Grok here? I don't see Grok. Net income, NVIDIA 19 billion. Wow. AMD 600 million. Okay, okay. NVIDIA has a massive leap over AMD. Massive head start. Yeah, head start was was the phrase I was looking for. Okay, let's see. Data center, yeah, gaming and graphics, AMD shifting its GPU strategy towards scalability rather than focusing solely on high-end GPUs. The RDNA 4 architecture is to launch at CES 2025 with 4 GPUs, primarily targeting the mid-range market to gain broader market share. This approach aims at providing value options to consumers rather than competing directly at the high end with NVIDIA. Hmm. Providing value options to consumers rather than competing directly at the high end with NVIDIA. Our goal is to make sure that we go and watch the sunset. You want to make sure we go and watch the sunset. It's 3:55 right now. Okay. Client computing and AI PCs. AMD is positioning itself as a leader in the AI PC market with new processors like Ryzen AI 300 series, which are designed for AI enhanced computing experiences on Windows Copilot Plus PCs. This includes partnership with major OEMs to introduce new devices powered by these processors. Hmm. Strategic acquisitions and partnerships. ZT Systems acquisition. AMD announced plans to acquire ZT Systems to enhance its data center AI systems capabilities, expected to close in the first half of 2025. This acquisition aims to speed up the deployment of AMD AI rack scale systems among cloud and enterprise customers. Open ecosystem for AI emphasizes an open ecosystem approach where CPUs, GPUs, FPGAs, and DPUs work together, promoting innovation through collaboration. Hmm. FPGAs and DPUs work together, promoting innovation through collaboration. ZT system continues to leverage flexible chiplet architecture to adapt its roadmap based on market feedback, particularly from its top AI customers. This approach allows for quick wins to meet customer needs. AMD is committed to an annual cadence for its AI product releases, ensuring continuous innovation and competitive offerings in the AI space. Capture large share of the 300 billion market for high performance and adaptive computing solutions by focusing on performance, efficiency, and scale rather than just competing at the highest performance tier. Hmm. Performance, efficiency, and scale rather than just competing at the highest performance tier. Focus on these areas could lead to significant revenue growth with expectations of the company gaining market share in various segments, particularly in AI and data centers. While we're talking about NVIDIA and AMD, why not? Why not check out what Intel has to say? Why not check out what is Intel working on? Hmm. 5 nodes in 4 years. Aims to achieve process leadership by 2025 with its aggressive roadmap known as 5 nodes in 4 years. Introduction of Intel 18A and Intel 14A processes promising significant improvements in performance per watt. Implement new technologies like Power via for backside power delivery and Rubin FET for transistor architecture, which are expected to provide substantial performance and efficiency gains. Lead in the AI PC market with plans to ship over 100 million AI PCs by the end of 25, leveraging its new core ultra processors like Arrow Lake and Lunar Lake, designed specifically for AI workloads. Expanding its AI footprint with products like the Gaudi AI accelerators targeting both training and inference in AI applications. Foundry, aggressively expanding its foundry business, aiming to be number two foundry by 2030, with 25 being a pivotal year for bringing 18A to market, securing design wins for major players like Microsoft. Hmm. Intel launches world's first systems foundry designed for the AI era. What is foundry? I have no idea. Ecosystem and partnership, fostering a broad ecosystem of partners, including design tools from Synopsys, Cadence, Siemens, and Ansys, to support its foundry ambitions. Product portfolio expansion, launch of new CPU series like Arrow Lake, Lunar Lake, and Panther Lake, each targeting different market segments with advancements in performance and efficiency. What is this one? Intel's Odyssey, charting the future of processing power with innovative roadmap. Hmm. Also developing specialized node evolutions like Intel 3T for advanced 3D packaging designs catering to specific customer needs. Cost reduction, announced significant cost savings measures including workforce reductions and operational restructuring targeting 10 billion in savings by 25. Strategic divestitures and acquisitions. Strategic moves like selling stakes in AI software startup Articulate AI to fund its manufacturing ambitions and acquisitions in the automotive sector to expand into AI and electric vehicle technology. Anticipates a recovery in its CPU sales with a refreshed product lineup and expects to leverage the shift in AI from training to inference, where Intel's products could gain ground due to their efficiency and cost effectiveness. Hmm. What is Foundry? Company that manufactures ICs, known as fabless semiconductor companies, or for its own products, producing chips based on designs provided by customers, do not design the chips themselves, but rather focus on the manufacturing processes. Fab, actual manufacturing of the semiconductor wafers using processes like photolithography, etching, doping, and metallization, encapsulating the chip to protect it and prepare it for use in devices, ensuring the chips meet the required specifications before they are shipped to the customer. Operate on a business model where they charge for the manufacturing services based on the complexity, yield, and volume of the chips produced. This model allows companies to innovate in chip design without bearing the high cost and risk associated with owning and operating a fabrication plant. Key players TSMC, largest and most renowned foundry, dominating the market with state of the art manufacturing process. Samsung, another major player offering competitive foundry services while also being a significant chip designer for its own products. Global Foundries, UMC, SMIC, other notable foundries with different market focuses. Intel is expanding into this space with IFS, aiming to become a major player by leveraging its advanced process technologies. Hmm, very hard to beat TSMC, largest and most renowned foundry dominating the market with state-of-the-art manufacturing process. Foundries enable a wide range of companies to bring innovative chip designs to market without the need to invest in costly manufacturing facilities. Supply chain, they're central to the global semiconductor supply chain, impacting everything from smartphones to automotive electronics and AI systems. Keeping up with the relentless pace of semiconductor technology advancements requires significant capital investment and research. Concentration of advanced manufacturing in certain regions, particularly Taiwan, introduces geopolitical risk concerning supply chain stability. Increased demand for specialized chips for AI, IoT, and 5G applications is pushing foundries to develop more customized and efficient manufacturing process. Hmm. List all the parts in an NVIDIA H100 GPU. Let's see. Let's see what we have over here. This would be interesting. GPU die. H100 uses GH100 die, which is the core silicon chip that contains the actual processing units, tensor cores. Specialized cores designed for AI and machine learning workloads, offering support for various precision formats like FP8, FP16, TF32, and INT8. CUDA has 14,500 CUDA cores, which handle general purpose computing tasks. Memory, HBM3 memory, 80 GB of high bandwidth memory 3, which provides a memory bandwidth of up to 3 TB per second memory interface, a 5120-bit wide memory interface, NVLink, 4th generation NVLink for high-speed GPU to GPU interconnect, offering up to 900 GB per second of interconnect bandwidth. Hmm. Transformer engine, dedicated engine for accelerating transformer-based neural network models supporting dynamic precision scaling. transformer engine, NVLink, GPU to GPU interconnect, memory, CUDA cores, tensor cores, workloads, specialized cores designed for AI and machine learning workloads, GPU die, core silicon chip that contains the actual processing unit. Okay. L2 cache, 50 MB L2 cache was significantly larger than in previous generations, aiding in caching larger portions of models and datasets for rapid access. Streaming multiprocessors, up to 144 streaming multiprocessors, each containing CUDA cores, tensor cores, and other specialized units. DPX instructions. New instructions to accelerate dynamic programming algorithms, providing up to 7x higher performance over A100 for certain applications. MIG, multi instance GPU, second generation MIG technology, allowing the GPU to be partitioned into up to seven independent instances, each with its own set of resources for multi tenant environments. PCIe interface, Gen 5 for connectivity, enhancing data transfer speeds with the host system. For connectivity, enhancing data transfer speeds with the host system. And make is multi-instance GPU, allowing the GPU to be partitioned into up to seven independent instances, each with its own set of resources for multi-tenant environments. DPX, accelerate dynamic programming algorithms, providing up to 7x performance. Thermal design and cooling, passive cooling solution in its PCI version, while the SXM5 version has more advanced cooling systems due to higher TDP, confidential computing capabilities, features for secure computation, protecting data in use, which is a first for an accelerator. Ray tracing cores, although not primarily designed for gaming, it includes 128 ray tracing cores for potential graphic applications. Miscellaneous components, power management units, I/O controllers, and other necessary hardware for GPU operation. Collectively allow the H100 to offer significant performance improvements in AI, HPC, and data center applications. Really cool. The sun has set and it is beautiful out here. Most people don't realize the NVIDIA H100 is not a single chip. It is 70 pounds computer with 35,000 components inside. See Jensen's comments below. Wow. 70 pounds. Got it. What is the constraint on building more and meeting this demand? Is it just the ability to make chips? Is it data centers that can house them? Is it the customer base actually coming to the table and putting money down? What's the limiting factor? Well, you've kind of identified quite a few of them. First of all, people think that a GPU is a chip, but it's not. If you think about what our data center GPUs are, it's 8 chips with 2.5 DCA packaging interconnected into NVLink with a thermal management system that is off the charts, delivering a few thousand amps to a few gigahertz. It is a very heavy computer. I think just lifting a hopper out of the oven is probably something along the lines of 70 pounds with 35,000 individual components. So building the GPU is, even if you had the 5 nanometer wafers, you are still missing a whole lot of components. And then there's a manufacturing of part of it. Interesting. Interesting. Quotes from, oh, Jensen Huang. Let's correct it. Jensen Huang. Software is eating the world, but AI is going to eat software. Software is eating the world, but AI is going to eat software. Smart people focus on the right things. I happen to believe that video games were the largest sport and entertainment in the world. The reason for that is a video game can be every sport, you can be anybody. I happen to believe that video games were the largest sport and entertainment in the world. The reason for that is a video game can be every sport, you can be anybody. Hmm. This kind of feels like him talking about video games just because they are serving video games. Like they are building GPUs which are used for video games. I don't know how much true that is, and I don't know if that's the exact same thing that Jensen would say to his kids. It would be interesting. Like, would it be like, hey, don't, why are you training for volleyball? Just, just sit on your computer, learn to play a video game, and you can probably learn any video game, and you can not only play volleyball on your computer, but you can also play cricket, you can also play basketball, you can also play boxing. I don't know if that's what Jensen would say to his kid. Seems intellectually, seems not to be intellectually honest. Okay. The automation of automation, the automation of intelligence, the automation of automation. Hmm. The automation of intelligence is such an incredible idea that if we could continue to improve this capability, the applications are really quite boundless. This is what we, it's really hard to imagine today. This is very interesting because there is a world that is already doing that, where the automation of automation, and then there is a world that is not at all aware about it. So this is crazy. Virtual reality, all the AI work we do, all the robotics work we do, we are as close to realizing science fiction as it gets. Virtual reality, all the AI work we do, all the robotics work we do, we are as close to realizing science fiction as it gets. Hmm. This is interesting. Also, yesterday I was watching this uh, one guy on Dan Co's podcast. I forgot his name, but he last year, it's been just a year, and he quit his job and he got into just writing science fiction. And he had some very interesting thoughts about science fiction. He's like, think about it. When Elon built something really cool, like catching a rocket ship from the chopsticks, and he's being interviewed that, hey, that was great. What was your inspiration? Elon would never say that, oh, it was the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, it was the teaching of the Stoics, the great Stoics. No, he talks about a science fiction story that he read. So this guy was basically talking about how science fiction, how these stories, they build culture, and how these stories are really important. And if you are not reading science fiction, if you are not reading science fiction to your kids, someone if you are not telling the right story to your kids, if you're not telling a story to your kids, someone else is. Because kids grow up with stories, kids grow up with stories in their heads. And if you are not telling them the right stories of what the future looks like, and what the future will look like, and optimism about future and being excited about future, someone else is, and you do not have any control on it. And do you want that? So you should rather, he talks about something like that, you should rather pick a good story and then tell your own kids about around science fiction. Then he talks in general about how science fiction plays a really important role in inspiring the generation, inspiring kids, and in infusing optimism in them, and also building things when they know that they can do something and they are not happy with what's around them. That, hey, you can just build things. Hmm. AI as a technology is complex, of course, but the capabilities and benefits of AI aren't hard to understand. I don't think you can create culture and develop core values during great times. I think it's when the company faces adversity of extraordinary proportions, when there is no reason for the company to survive, when you are looking at incredible odds, that's when culture is developed, character is developed. Hmm. This is really cool. And it will be very interesting what is happening inside Nvidia while Nvidia is going through great times. I don't think you can create culture and develop core values during great times. I think it's when the company faces adversity of extraordinary proportions, when there's no reason for the company to survive, when you are looking at incredible odds, that's when culture is developed, character is developed. The more creativity we bring to AI, the more our AI can bring to creativity. The more creativity we bring to AI, the more our AI can bring to creativity. Ooh, this is a meta thought. Very interesting. The more creativity we bring to AI, the more creativity we bring to AI, the more AI can bring to our creativity. If the company has a set of strategies, but if the company has a set of strategies, but the people's actions, their top five things are not that, then they are not executing the plan. So strategy isn't what I say, it's what my employees do. Hmm. It's what my employees do. 15 life and work principles for Jensen Wong. Failure is not the end, it is an opportunity to learn and grow. Failure is not the end, it is an opportunity to learn and grow. Leadership is about setting up the stage for others to shine. Embrace the unknown and embrace change. That's where true breakthroughs happen. Embrace the unknown and embrace the change. That's where true breakthroughs happen. I wish upon you plenty of pain and suffering in the context of encouraging resilience and dedication. This was very interesting. Or I think he was asked like, what is the advice you would give to the young kids of today? And he's like, or the new graduates of this particular university. And he's like, I wish upon you plenty of pain and suffering because that builds resilience and dedication. That builds resilience. I wish upon you plenty of pain and suffering. Hmm. It's very interesting how we can go from talking about AI and superclusters and NVIDIA to talking about some stoic quotes. I wish upon you plenty of pain and suffering. Hmm. We never talk about market share in our company. Why are you fighting for market share when you could be fighting for the right things? Hmm. While we look at Jensen Wang, let's look at Jensen Wang's cousin, Lisa Su. What does she have to say? Hmm. Very interesting. Gaming brings people together. It's very interesting. I don't know how intellectually honest these quotes around gaming is just because it was their biggest business. Just because when they were building GPUs, they were building these really, yeah, they were building GPUs, they didn't realize more would be the sector that would need these really powerful, where they could actually deploy these really powerful chips that they were building. They found that, oh, gaming is it, because in gaming you need graphics, you need really high intensity, multi-threading, multi-core stuff like that, and this is where we deploy. So let's go all in on gaming. And now they are like, oh, gaming is the thing. Like, you should do more gaming because now they are trying to grow the market share, or they're trying to grow the market. That's the only way to grow their business. Hmm. So Jensen Wang was talking about gaming. Lisa Su was talking on gaming. I don't know, like after next year, how much they will talk about gaming when they can just be like, when now AI is the bigger thing. Obviously, now they talk about creativity and AI. Hmm. But hey, that's how you grow your business. Run toward the hardest problems. This approach has helped me to learn a tremendous amount from both success and failure. Run towards the hardest problems. Run towards the hardest problems. This approach has helped me to learn a tremendous amount from both success and failure. Run towards the hardest problems. Hmm. The world is starving for new ideas and great leaders who will champion those ideas. The world is starving for new ideas and great leaders who will champion those ideas. One of the most important things for a CEO is not to get insulated. Hmm. This is very interesting. Something a lot of people talk about, that it's very important to make sure that you are, even at this position, even after your company becomes successful, you are aware of exactly what's happening around, what people are feeling, what the market is feeling, and you are still talking to users, because most of the time you get surrounded by yes men, and then whatever you say, they reply back with, that's a great idea, and you never get to know what's wrong around you until it's too late. And that too late could mean anything, like either the company falls, you fall, or whatever, something happens. Make sure there are lots Make sure there are lots of Harvard MBAs working for MIT PhDs in the future. Hmm. Make sure there are lots of Harvard MBAs working for MIT PhDs in the future. This is very interesting. This is very interesting. Make sure there are lots of Harvard MBAs working for MIT PhDs in the future. Hmm. Because she's talking about how important research and science is. And we really want to make sure, but also how important research and science is. Not only that, but also how important it is to commercialize that research. So maybe she's talking about, she's not like insulting Harvard MBA, she's just talking about that is really important, but also we don't want Harvard MBAs to just be selling whatever. They should be selling, they should be helping these MIT PhDs commercialize their research and bring that to market, and not just sell another. hmm I don't think Howard MBA sells snake oil or olive oil, but what would they be selling? They would be selling another SaaS business. They would be selling another competitor of a to-do list. Let's say they would be working at another, yeah, they would be working at another small little SaaS company and just be like, oh yeah, buy our CRM, buy our CRM, or like setting the strategy of how to win in the CRM business. So it's really important to work with these really smart people who are working at the bleeding edge of research and science, who are doing scientific research, and help them commercialize that in and bring that into market. That would be really important. I think something interesting that I saw yesterday was like how the one of the top guys at Adidas, I think he was the VP of communications and people, something like that. I think VP of communications. He was the VP of communication, and how after working there for around 15 years, he was just sad at what Adidas was doing and how Adidas was just getting people to overconsume. Like that became their goal. Like we didn't care about anything, we just wanted to sell more and more shoes, and that led to waste, and that led to overconsumption, and he personally didn't feel really good about it. So now I think he showed in this documentary, he showed a plant-based shoe. That plant-based shoe was basically something that could be, it's not a shoe that once somebody buys it, they wear it for 6 months, then they throw it out, and then it goes to Thailand, and then they burn it, or it just lies in their ocean, something like that. No, that shoe can be just grinded and put back into the sand. And I think that was really interesting. Like that's how you take some scientific research, like how to make plant-based material that can last, that is durable, and then you commercialize it, you bring that to the market, and yeah, it will be sold for more, it will be more expensive, but that's what Adidas is all about, right? Like you are trying to create a brand, an image, that you're trying to create an image. First of all, you spend all the money on branding, and you also not only just put like a green logo or recyclable logo, but actually your product has recyclable. I think that is very interesting. I think this documentary was really cool. It's called Buy More, and it talks about that how products, how businesses who are specifically building a physical product, who are selling a physical product, they should not only think about selling the product, manufacturing the product, but also plan for the end of its life. Like when you say that I'm gonna give away my shoe, or give away my hoodie, or give away my bag, what does away mean? Away basically mean like you're giving away to a thrift store, you are throwing it in the garbage, it is being collected, recycled, it is being recycled in quotes by someone, and then it's just sent away in tanks to a third world country, and there it's just being dumped or burnt or just thrown into a landfill, and that's actually damaging the environment. I think that entire documentary was really cool. It's really important to be aware of this. I'm still processing. I'm still processing that entire documentary. It's very interesting because I always felt about overconsumption. I always felt like, yeah, I'm not a guy who overconsumes, but also you don't I like things, but I don't want to overconsume. And I like to, every time, like I have a good shoe, but I don't want to wear it anymore. It doesn't fit my style. So I had actually two shoes, which with one I had an issue, with the other one it just didn't fit my style. And I was really, I didn't just throw them. I was waiting to find someone who would actually find them better, or who would actually wear them so I don't have to throw them. So I got really lucky. Like I gave it to two of my friends, and I feel really happy that yeah, I didn't throw it. We used it when I didn't want to wear them. Yeah, yeah. But still, again, I don't know what they will do with it. They might throw it. But anyways, let's move. Clarity of communication is important, right? I do think the blockchain infrastructure is here to stay. Hmm. Right, because crypto is coming back. Crypto will, and crypto is already using like Bitcoin miners, they are all using GPUs and CPUs. Don't worry about the financials, just focus on delivering great products. Hmm. Gaming is one of those things that's pretty amazing because when you think about it, everybody wants to game, whether you are a casual gamer or you are an enthusiast gamer, there's a large market for us. What's important for all of us as chip companies is to keep the innovation going, putting out new products, figuring out how we connect these complex systems. We want to leave a legacy of changing the world. The biggest risk is not taking any risk. Innovation is not a luxury, it's necessity. Innovation is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Extreme communication. You say something 75 times and then you have to say it another 75 times on how to execute a turnaround. Extreme communication. You say something 75 times and then you have to say it another 75 times. Extreme communication. Yeah, Lisa Su is regarded as a person who basically turned around AMD because AMD reached a point where the company got complacent with all its success. It was founded by the person who left Fairchild Semiconductor and built AMD, I guess, I believe so. And he was really good until they got complacent 25 years later or something like that. And Lisa Su was the one after multiple CEO changes. She was the one who led the turnaround of AMD. We see incredible opportunity to solve some of the biggest social challenges we have by combining high performance computing and AI, such as climate change and more. We see incredible opportunity to solve some of the biggest social challenges we have by combining high performance computing and AI, such as climate change and more. I'm a big believer in using the best IP for a given application. I'm a big believer in using the best IP for a given application. We're absolutely passionate about making sure gamers have the latest and greatest drivers. Hmm. I think it's fair to say that the age of traditional computing is dead. Hmm. I think it's fair to say that the age of traditional computing is dead. Great graphics require more than just high performance hardware. Hmm. Great graphics require more than just high performance hardware. I don't believe leaders are born. I believe leaders are trained. I believe leaders are trained. Very interesting. I think that's what people need. Like people want to be trained by hmm, people want to be trained. This is the importance of going into corporate culture and just learning how people operate and then see what works for you and then get out and do your own thing. A lot of people these days are straight diving into building their own startups, building their own thing, which is cool, which is really cool. They're directly focusing on the product, but they might not be learning about how to build a business. When you enter corporate culture, you kind of really understand that how this thing works, where you have hundreds of people working towards, in the same company, and they believe that they have a career and they keep contributing slowly and slowly contributing to this company. And that's very interesting. Hmm. How? What does it take for Elon Musk to build the most powerful supercomputer? I believe it's called Colossus. Let's see. Let's see. It won't on several key elements based on available information, vision, and ambition. Vision for AI is ambition to push technological boundaries are fundamental. His goal with xAI is to advance our collective understanding of the universe, which drives the creation of such a supercomputer. GPU count. Colossus was initially built with 100,000 NVIDIA H100 GPUs with plans to expand to 200,000, including 50,000 H200 GPUs. The scale of GPU deployment is unprecedented in AI training clusters. Partnership and supply chain. I just want to understand like what does that even mean? Partnerships and supply chain. Collaborations with industry leaders like NVIDIA for hardware, Dell Technologies, and Supermicro for server infrastructure solutions were crucial. NVIDIA's GPUs are central to the AI training capabilities of Colossus. Hmm. Just fired up Colossus, the world's largest NVIDIA GPU supercomputer built in just 3 months from start to finish. Hmm. Collaborations with industry leaders like NVIDIA for hardware, Dell Technologies, and Supermicro for server and infrastructure solutions were crucial. NVIDIA's GPUs are central to the AI training capabilities of Colossus. And before we continue, let's make sure lights are on. So, perfect. Lights are on. We are back. And let's continue. For server and infrastructure solutions were crucial. NVIDIA's GPUs are central to the AI training capabilities of Colossus. Interesting. Building a data center capable of housing and cooling such a vast number of GPUs in a short time frame, 122 days from start to finish. The location is in Memphis, Tennessee, was chosen for its strategic advantages, including power and water resources. Extensive cooling systems, liquid cooling systems are necessary to manage the heat generated by so many GPUs. This involves sophisticated engineering for efficiency and sustainability. Power requirements. Supercomputers' power consumption is immense, requiring significant electrical infrastructure, potentially including the use of mobile natural gas generators to supplement local power supplies. Financial investment. Cost is substantial. Estimates for the initial phase of Colossus around 3 to 4 billion, primarily due to the high cost of GPUs and the infrastructure needed. Hmm. H100 is $30,000, I believe. So if they got 100,000, that means 3 billion. $3 billion just went into straight $3 billion went straight into the H100 GPU, straight into Jensen's pockets. Hmm. Speed of execution. Wow. Wow. Crazy. This is crazy. Musk's approach to rapid project execution was key. The speed at which Colossus was built and brought online is a testament to the project management and urgency applied. Networking and connectivity. Employing advanced networking solutions like NVIDIA's Spectrum X Ethernet for high speed, low latency data transfer between GPUs, which is crucial for efficient AI model training. Developing custom software to run on this hardware, including the grok AI models, which are intended to be among the most advanced AI systems. The infrastructure is designed specifically for AI training, emphasizing parallel computing. Developing custom software to run on this hardware. Developing custom software to run on this hardware, including the grok AI models, which are intended to be among the most advanced AI systems. Environmental and community consideration. Addressing environmental concerns like energy consumption, cooling, water usage, as well as community impact, especially since the construction in Memphis has stirred controversy over pollution and resource use. Visibly spewing fumes into surrounding community. Is visibly emitting fumes into an area of Memphis already disproportionately impacted by harmful environmental pollution. Hmm. Stirs turmoil over smog in Memphis. He took over the massive factory just a few months ago with the goal of building the world's largest supercomputer. It's named Colossus, sharing the title with both a mutant Russian comic book talent and expertise, assembling a team capable of designing, building, and managing such a complex systems, including engineers from both xAI and partner companies. Not just building a supercomputer, but doing so with a focus on AI specific optimizations, which sets Colossus apart from traditional supercomputers. Really cool. This weekend, the xAI team brought our Colossus 100K H100 training cluster online from start to finish. It was done in 122 days. Colossus is the most powerful AI training system in the world. Moreover, it would double in size to 200K in a few months. Excellent work by the team, NVIDIA, and our many partners, suppliers. This is why Tesla needs to invest into xAI. When nuclear fusion plant to power all these GPUs. Grok is going to be the most truthful and powerful AI in the world. That's insane. Based. It's not what you do with it, it's the size that counts. Hmm. What is this? Posted, okay, a couple of months back. All right, I have a question about Nvidia. I'm very confused by people coming out and yelling bubble today after the earnings call. Like, genuinely confused. I'm open minded though, so very willing to change my mind. But here is my thought process: is now doing 30 billion in revenue a quarter, 10 billion in revenue a month, 2.5 billion in revenue a week. More than half of that, 16.5 billion in net income. More than half of that is net income, meaning profits that go to the bottom line. To say it's a bubble means that it's similar to 2001, where a random.com company went public doing $0 revenue. Where do you see a bubble? What time a bubble is doing 30 billion in revenue with 16.5 billion in net income? Comparing Nvidia to dot com companies feels like a bit of a stretch. Those companies weren't real. You're going to call 30 billion of revenues in 90 days a fake company now? You can argue valuation, but I don't think that's as convincing unless we see a massive slowdown in growth. At 46 forward PE, if you think that valuation needs to be a 20 forward PE, then fine. But the market is paying a premium PE for a company that quite literally controls the infrastructure and intellectual property for the foundations of artificial intelligence. If you're giving Netflix a 43 PE, Costco a 57 PE, I think the market will give Nvidia 45 PE. If they actually do $5, actually, this is very interesting. And this was way back. Let's see what is the current PE if we can find. PE is 55. Okay. So from 45 jump to 55, which makes sense. Which makes sense. Market cap is 3.4 trillion. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Totally makes sense. This is a really good breakdown. Thank you. Thank you, Amit. If they actually do $5 of EPS in 2025 with a conservative 25 forward PE, that's a $125 share price today. If you give it even a 35 PE, that's 175. If they do $4 of EPS with a 35 PE, then that's 140. You can play around with the numbers, but the point is to say it's a bubble assumes the stock is going to be cut in half, which doesn't make sense when you look at the growth and attach basic multiples to it over the next few years. The growth will obviously slow down from 100% year over year growth, probably to 40 to 50%. But Jensen said Blackwell revenue will be billions in Q4, and their demand is booked out for months, indicating they have a broader supply issue, aka a good problem to have, not a demand issue. My beef is not really with valuation when it comes to the bubble discussion. It's with people saying the company isn't real. I'm really surprised. Like, why is Amit sharing this online? He should be just happy. He should be just happy and invest more and more in Nvidia while people don't price it accordingly, to him. Hmm. He could have just kept on investing. Why does he have to write this very intelligent analysis? Hmm. If they can continue to grow and do 160 to 180 billion in FY26 as most analysts are projecting. I can see the bubble argument. However, that would imply that everything Jensen is saying about Gen AI, accelerated computing, and hyperscaler spend for CapEx all stops, and we get zero real use cases from AI and robotics, enterprise data, self-driving, etc. I just don't see that as likely. How is this a bubble when they are beating estimates, raising guidance, have 70% plus gross margins, and every single company that does anything on AI relies on them? Where is the bubble? What prices Nvidia have to go to for it to not be a bubble? I think the bubble would be overly high valuation looking, a future where the competition is coming. Not that the company will fail as dot-com companies did. I don't know enough about the competition to judge that. I suspect that there will be enough competition to bring margins down over the next 5 years, but then again, the market might grow so much that it won't matter. I'm really just guessing. I don't follow it close enough. I would not call it a bubble based on what I see. Might be undervalued. Very fair points really comes down to their hardware margins sustaining themselves and competition not taking away from the massive Nvidia tax every company pays. I think Tesla will shift to Dojo to some extent, but I don't think that will be a major dent outside Tesla, AMD, and others. I'm not sure. And will the market continue to grow? Is there money to be made in LLMs, or are they already a commodity? Whether the AI applications or robotics take off and spur demand. That makes sense. Dojo. Tell me before we forget. Let's tell me more about Tesla's Dojo. Supercomputer is a specialized computing system designed to accelerate the development of Tesla's AI technology. Purpose and design, particularly for its FSG, AI training for FSG, primarily built to process the vast quantities of video data collected from Tesla's fleet of vehicles. Hmm. Data is used to train neural networks that enhance the capabilities of Tesla's autonomous driving systems. Custom silicon uses custom designed chips, notably the D1 chip, which was developed by Tesla's in house team. Uses a 7 nanometer process by TSMC, featuring 50 billion transistors and a compute power of 362 teraflops per chip. 362 teraflops per chip architecture. The architecture is highly modular. The basic unit is the D1 chip, which is then combined into training tiles, 25 chips per tile, trays. This is interesting. Training tiles, 25 chips per tile, trays, 6 tiles per chip, cabinets, 2 trays per cabinet, and ultimately exapods, 10 cabinets per exapod. The structure allows for scalability and efficient data processing. Hmm. The basic unit is the D1 chip, which is then combined into training tiles, trays, cabinets, and ultimately exapods. The structure allows for scalability and efficient data processing. Scalability. The system is designed to scale up by deploying multiple exapods. The goal is to reach over an exaflop of computing power, which is 1 quintillion floating point operations per second. You are generating so much, the vast quantity of video data collected from Tesla's fleet of vehicles. You are collecting a vast amount of video data, and that needs to be processed somehow. So you need to create a massive computing beast. And this thing, exapod, 1 quintillion floating point operations per second. Crazy. Compute power. Each exapod is capable of 1.1 exaflops in mixed precision, with plans to expand this capacity further. Memory. Dojo uses a combination of SRAM for fast memory access and high bandwidth DRAM, providing significant memory bandwidth, which is crucial for AI training tasks. Interconnect. System employs a high bandwidth, low latency interconnect to ensure this interconnect is similar to NVIDIA's NVLink, I believe, to ensure that data. And also, I think this is crazy. Like NVIDIA working so deeply with Tesla or xAI or Elon, when they know that Tesla is building their own thing, and they will be probably just like breaking down everything that NVIDIA is doing and just copying that over for Dojo. This is very interesting. Yeah, very interesting. what Jensen has to say about it, because I believe somewhere Jensen might just have a lot of confidence that Tesla, something that Tesla is doing, no one else will actually do it, because no one else has that much resources that they can actually just spin up a team and that could build their own Nvidia competitor. But what if what Tesla is building with Dojo D1 is not just for internal use, but they might actually open sources? And that would be crazy. That would be crazy for Nvidia. Hmm. I think Nvidia is preparing for the future when Nvidia has to have a strategy for the future when this entire lead that they have cannot keep going, right? Because that is the only cost today. Uh, if there is so much demand, and right now Nvidia, everybody just supply constrained with Nvidia because Nvidia chips are just booked out for months, which basically means that we need more TSMC like foundries where chips can be produced so that we just increase the number of chips, and then we just increase the and then we just reduce the price. So Nvidia knows that the future is coming where this margin is just going to drop to zero, because competition is coming. More and more TSMC foundries are coming, more foundries are coming, more TSMC competitors are coming. uh, they will reduce the cost, they will reduce the margin, they will just print more chips. I don't know if print is the right word. They'll print more chips. There are more and more competitors coming in the market because they know that, hey, that this is the market to be in right now. Uh, yeah, and AI is just becoming more powerful. I'm actually really curious. What does Jensen have to say? Okay. Development and impact, development timeline. Dojo went into production in July 23. Maybe Jensen, is this the reason why they're focused really on the software and ecosystem side of it? That, hey, we, instead of focusing on the hardware, which yes, today we have a lead and we might still have a lead for next 1 or 2 years, but then we need to have the ecosystem lock in, and the ecosystem lock in will make sure that we will keep surviving and keep winning. Hmm. Because just fighting on hardware is hard, will be hard in a couple of years, because 60% margin in an industry where they are making 3 billion every quarter, that is crazy. 3 billion or 30 billion, I forgot what Amit had to say. But yeah, 3 billion per quarter, no, 30 billion per quarter, I believe it's 30 million per quarter. Very interesting. Development timeline. Dojo went into production in July 23 with significant investments in infrastructure, including a new data center at Gigafactory, Texas. Power consumption plans include scaling to a power consumption of 500 MW megawatt, indicating the scale of operations Tesla envisions for Dojo. Wall Street analysts have praised Dojo for its potential to significantly enhance Tesla's AI capabilities, with predictions of adding substantial value to Tesla's market cap due to its application in autonomous driving and potentially other AI tasks. Future prospect. Speculation that Dojo could be used for other AI application beyond just Tesla's vehicles, possibly offering AI training as a service similar to cloud computing models. Yeah, like they won't stop. They won't stop. Once they have built Dojo, this is not just going to be for the self-driving capabilities. This is going to be for everything. At the end of the day, they want more and more supercomputers, superclusters built from ground up with just Dojo. Everything is Tesla built. Possibly offering AI training as a service similar to cloud computing models. Tesla has mentioned plans for Dojo 1.5, Dojo 2, and further iterations, suggesting ongoing development and improvement in technology. By designing its own hardware, Tesla aims to gain a competitive advantage in the AI training domain, potentially outpacing competitors who rely on third party solutions. Building and scaling such a system is technically challenging and expensive, with criticisms around whether it will deliver the promised performance or if it's an over ambitious project. The high power consumption of such supercomputers has environmental implications, though Tesla aims for efficiency in its design. Hmm, interesting. TSMC chairman CCV met with Elon in the US last week to discuss production capacity for Dojo AI chips, which will be made using TSMC's 5 nanometer process and use Info SOW advanced packaging. Musk reportedly told V that the future direction of Tesla was humanoid robots, not cars, and that he worried about getting enough chips. We told him not to worry. As long as Tesla can pay for chips, TSMC will provide them. The report says Dojo chips will be the future brains for Optimus, just as they power FSG and Tesla cars today. Integrated fan out system on wafer. Media call Elon in Chinese a transliteration of Musk. TSMC chairman told Taiwan's 12th National Science and Technology Conference he had talked with the world's richest man. I had a call with the world's richest man, and he said, who told him the future was robots, not cars. And his biggest concern was the stable supply of chips, which Wei promised TSMC could deliver as long as he's willing to pay. Wei told the conference multi-purpose robots are the AI wave of the future and a big opportunity for Taiwan, as making them requires precision, marrying semiconductor technology with software. Wei said drones, energy conservation, reducing carbon emissions, and natural resource management are also important areas for Taiwan's AI efforts. He said the chip industry can work with other industries to develop AI across Taiwan. Hmm. Wei said drones, energy conservation, reducing carbon emissions, and natural resource management are also important areas for Taiwan's AI efforts. The event was also attended by Taiwan President William Lai and many other prominent guests. Hmm. Dan, former journalist, now financial analyst based in Taipei, tweet mainly about semiconductors in Taiwan. Very interesting. Tweet mainly about semiconductors in Taiwan. That is where you need to be at. Jeff Lutz, we're seeing you again. Okay. CEO launch, massive scale and cost and velocity partnering with Mega Cap Tech, ex CVP supply chain, CQO, Motorola, Google, Lenovo, Tesla, Cybertruck. Hmm. Dan, this is also what I heard, but maybe lost in translation. For Tesla, Dojo is their own custom data center side training chip. It will not go into Optimus or the car. What goes in cars today in Optimus prototypes is called the AI4 chip or computer, designed by Tesla, fab by TSMC today. AI5 will ramp next year in time for the Cybercab and the very beginnings of Optimus small scale production. Samsung has the AI5 award, but it seems as if there will be dual sourcing split award with TMC. The volumes are expected to be gigantic. The article didn't mention AI4 at all. Thanks for this. Love your reporting. Really solid stuff always. Appreciate you, Dan. Thank you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Dan, are you Swedish? This is cool. We need to follow Jeff. Jeff seems to be smart. Okay. Fact check. This is false or misquote. Hmm. Whether Dojo uses FSG computers is true. The AI chips used in Tesla cars for FSG are different from Dojo, designed specifically for inference tasks like real time decision making in autonomous driving. For Optimus robots, Tesla would use FSG chips or similar inference chips, not the Dojo training chips. Whoa, look at this, look at this. Tesla's Dojo, reimagining coherent computing architecture. I put together some thoughts on Tesla's Dojo chip. Check it out and let me know what you think. Okay, what do we have? This seems to be an article. Okay, nice. 9 terabyte per second. Tesla's Dojo reimagining coherent AI computing architecture. Independent pattern researcher, finding excellent patterns and curating them. Big fan of Tesla and Starlink. All in Tesla, live in Seoul. Dojo is arguably the biggest computer architecture overhaul since Cray. Doesn't mean it succeeds, but it doesn't lack for boldness. Training tile, Tesla Live, DC in, head out, power and control, 18,000 amps, compute plane, 15 kilowatt heat rejection. When was this written? When was this written? When was this written? December 14. Okay, really cool. We will get some latest things, I believe. Let's see. Evolution of artificial intelligence systems has consistently pushed the boundaries of computing architecture design. Evolution of artificial intelligence systems have has consistently pushed the boundaries of computing architecture design. While GPU clusters have served as the backbone of AI computing, the fundamental architecture presents inherent limitations in system level coherency and inter-die communication efficiency. Hmm. Tesla's Dojo represents a ground-up reimagining of AI computing clusters, focusing on maintaining coherency across massively parallel computing systems. Their fundamental architecture presents inherent limitations in system-level coherency and inter-die communication efficiency. At its core, Dojo employs an integrated fan-out system on wafer architecture that fundamentally changes how computing elements communicate and share resources. Rather than connecting discrete computing units through traditional networking surfaces, Dojo creates a tightly integrated computing fabric where communication paths are optimized at the system level. Dojo creates a tightly integrated computing fabric where communication paths are optimized at the system level. The architecture centers around 5 by 5 array of computing tiles designed to function as a single coherent system rather than individual units. This approach enables unprecedented levels of inter-die communication efficiency while maintaining a system-wide coherency through sophisticated power delivery and thermal management systems. Hmm. Foundation of Dojo's revolutionary capabilities lies in its innovative use of info technology for system integration. This approach enables the dense packaging of computing elements while providing robust power delivery and thermal management paths. The system employs a sophisticated multi-layer structure that vertically integrates computing tiles for AI processing, power delivery networks, thermal management systems, communication interfaces. Computing tiles, power delivery networks, thermal management systems, communication interfaces. This vertical integration strategy offers several key advantages: minimize signal path lengths for high speed communication, optimize power delivery with reduced distribution loss, optimize power delivery with reduced distribution loss, efficient thermal management through direct cooling paths, enhance system reliability through integrated mechanical support, minimized signal path lengths for high speed communication. Top cold plate, bottom cold plate, control board, heatsink, electronics, power delivery architecture, power supply module. Power delivery system represents breakthrough in high density computing power distribution. Multi-stage approach that efficiently converts and delivers power while maintaining signal integrity and thermal management. Power delivery system features multi-stage voltage conversion, vertical power distribution paths, integrated voltage regulation, advanced power monitoring and control. Key innovation is a structural bus bar design that serves both mechanical and electrical functions, provides rigid mechanical support, enables efficient power distribution, integrates cooling channels, supports high current delivery. Ground power, coolant in, coolant out, local power reservoir. Thermal management employs a sophisticated multi-layer approach to handle the high heat densities generated by AI computation. Reliable operation and maximum computing performance. Electronics cooling system. Interesting. Key features: direct liquid cooling of computing tiles, integrated thermal interfaces, multi zone temperature monitoring, dynamic thermal management. System integration architecture ensures reliable communication between computing tiles while maintaining system resilience through sophisticated routing and redundancy mechanism. Automatic fault detection, dynamic route reconfiguration, automatic fault detection, maintained system performance despite failures, enhanced manufacturing yield. The clock distribution system ensures synchronized operation across the computing array. Hierarchical distribution networks, skew compensation, jitter minimization, power efficient design. Hierarchical distribution network, skew compensation, jitter minimization. Oh, this is really cool. Manufacturing integration. I don't understand everything, but I kind of am getting an idea of how things are built. US pattern April 24. Okay. Mount IC dies onto fur surface of info substrate, form encapsulation around IC dies. We kind of did this thing in our in in my program. Attach floating frames onto info substrate, attach frame over molded sockets onto info substrate, install backplate, thermal interface module onto encapsulated IC dies, install cold plate on thermal interface module, install VRM into socket. Manufacturing process has been carefully engineered to ensure reliable production of this complex system. Precise alignment of multiple layers, controlled thermal interface applications, sophisticated testing protocols, quality assurance measures, careful attention to mechanical alignment, thermal interface formation, electrical connection, system verification. Tightly integrated computing fabric, optimized communication paths, unified resource management, synchronized operation across all computing elements. From, from what I read, it seems basically like, hmm, yeah, just making things a little bit more efficient in every way, making it compact, making it making like all the components usually maybe earlier they were like far away, now they're making it compact, putting it into a very sturdy base, making it very sturdy, making sure that all the chips are close to each other, they are sturdy, making sure the thermal management, because when you're computing you are generating a lot of heat, that heat is being managed. Yeah, I think that's it, right? Tightly integrated, optimized communication paths, unified resource management, synchronized operation across all computing elements, minimize inter-die communication latency, optimized bandwidth utilization. Yeah, optimizing, making things small, compact, sturdy, durable. Yeah, everything just better. Direct die-to-die paths, unified power delivery architecture, integrated thermal management, sophisticated fault tolerance, coordinated resource allocation. Hmm. Great article. It seems very AI generated. It seems very AI generated. But it was cool. It was cool. It was very, yeah, just like 4 lines about every specific topic. Okay, let's ask this question. Like, let's say, okay, when I ask a question to Grok, tell me exactly what happens at every step in detail for it to respond, such as where is the query processed, how is it processed inside the NVIDIA chip, etc. Let's see. Let's see. Let's ask an interesting question. Here's a deal explanation of what happens when you ask Grok, powered by xAI's Colossus supercomputer. You type your question into the interface where Grok is available, like X or xAI's website. Data transmission. Your query is sent over the internet, encrypted for security to xAI's server where Colossus is housed. Query reception and initial processing. Your query is received by the server infrastructure supporting Colossus. This involves load balancers, which distribute the query to available computing resources. Load balancers, yes. Pre-processing. Before it reaches the GPU, the query undergoes some initial processing, normalization, converting your text into a standard format, tokenization, breaking down your query into tokens, words or parts of words that the AI model can understand, contextual information, if applicable, gathering any necessary context from the conversation history, processing on Colossus, GPU assignment. Your query is sent to one of the many NVIDIA H100 or H200 GPUs in Colossus. Work distribution. Colossus uses a very distributed architecture, so your query might be processed by multiple GPUs, especially if it involves complex AI tasks like understanding context or generating a response. Inside the NVIDIA GPU, data loading. The tokenized query is loaded into the GPU's high bandwidth memory. Hmm. The tokenized query is loaded into the GPU's high bandwidth memory, HBM3 for H100, possibly HBM4 for H200, which has much faster access speeds than traditional RAM. The tokenized query is loaded into GPU's high bandwidth memory, which has much faster access speeds than traditional RAM. Tensor core activation CUDA cores. General purpose computation is handled by CUDA cores, which perform the basic operations needed for AI processing. Tensor cores. These specialized cores handle matrix multiplications and other operations critical for AI, particularly for running neural networks. They work in mixed precision to speed up computation while maintaining accuracy. These specialized cores handle matrix multiplications and other operations critical for AI, particularly for running neural networks. They work in mixed precision, like FP16 or FP8, to speed up computation while maintaining accuracy. Model inference, model loading. The AI model, which has been trained and is stored in memory, is accessed. This model includes layers of neural networks trained for language understanding and generation. Forward pass. Your query goes through the neural network layer by layer. Each layer processes the data, processes the data. By the way, beautiful, beautiful. The sky is green. The sun has some orange shade to it. Beautiful. Okay. Your query goes through the neural network layer by layer. Each layer processes the data, transforming it through weights and biases learned during training. Activation functions. Non-linear transformations are applied to allow the model to capture complex patterns in language. Non-linear transformations are applied to allow the model to capture complex patterns in language. GPU's architecture allows for massive parallel processing where thousands of threads can work on different parts of the query simultaneously, significantly speeding up the computation. GPU's architecture GPU's architecture allows for massive parallel processing where thousands of threads can work on different parts of the query simultaneously, significantly speeding up the computation. After processing, the model generates logits, probabilities for each possible next token, which are then converted into text through a process like beam search or sampling. The highest probability tokens are selected to form words and sentences. Logits, probabilities for each possible next token. Post processing, text formatting. The raw output might be cleaned up or formatted for better readability. Safety and policy checks. Response is checked against content guidelines to ensure appropriateness. Transmission back. The generated response is sent back to you over the internet, again encrypted for security. This is happening. All this is happening so fast. So fast. User interface. Your device receives the response, which is then displayed in the interface where you ask the question. Additional notes. Scalability. If the query requires more computation power, example for very complex questions, or if there's high concurrent usage, Colossus can dynamically allocate more GPU resources. The entire process from query reception to response generation is optimized for speed with NVIDIA's CUDA libraries and xAI's custom software stack, playing key roles in maximizing GPU efficiency. While not directly part of the query response cycle, the system might log your question for future training or model refinement, though this is done respecting privacy and data use policies. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Wow, wow. Is Colossus the only supercomputer powering grok today? Let's see. Colossus is not the only supercomputer involved in powering Grok today. While Colossus is a significant infrastructure for xAI's AI training, there are mentions of other computational resources. Cortex. There is another supercomputer mentioned in relation to xAI's AI initiatives, specifically for training Grok, might be interconnected or used in tandem for redundancy and scalability. Expansion plans. Plans to expand its computational capabilities beyond Colossus, including doubling the GPU count in Colossus itself and potentially integrating other systems or resources. Interesting. Take a tour for Elon Musk Colossus, the most powerful AI training system in the world. This is Grok's brain just fed power to Tesla Mega Pack in Memphis, large scale energy storage. Wow, look at this. Look at this. Wow, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this animation. Look at this animation. Look at this animation. Yeah, this is what's happening. Tiles, trays, cabinets, exapods. Wow. Wires and wires and wires and wires. And this guy's using a Cybertruck. Let's go. It all is going so fast. There's one guy. It all is going so fast. Let's see. What else do we have? Colossus in Memphis, the world's largest AI supercomputer with 100,000 NVIDIA Hopper GPUs, achieves new heights with NVIDIA Spectrum X Ethernet, a testament to NVIDIA's dedication to AI progress. Supermicro. What is Supermicro? 30 plus years of leadership in enterprise cloud, AI, and 5G telco edge infrastructure solutions. Exclusive look at the state of the art data center. It has begun training Grok 3, which is expected to be released by the end of 24. Colossus has begun training. Colossus has begun training. This is something we need to fix. We need to make sure that we come back to where we left. Shouldn't be that hard. Ross. Who's Ross? Ross Arpu. We said we would do a few things since our last raise, and we did them. Build Colossus, the largest GPU cluster, 100K and soon doubling to 200K. Release our frontier model Grok 2. We're excited this funding unlocks new compute and enables us to focus on releasing useful products. Super Micro partners with xAI to power the world's largest AI supercomputer, collaborating with xAI to support Colossus, the largest AI supercomputer globally. Liquid cooled NVIDIA HGX Hopper 8 GPU servers will enhance the capabilities of next gen AI chatbot Grok. Yes, it went back over here. Nice. Okay, let's see if we have any interesting comments over here. True, you're accelerating. Inspiring to see you guys go. Grok reasoning model win. Congrats, Ross. Just a lot of congrats. We need some insights. We need some insights. We got one more. Rubin Cheng. Let's see. While others are sleeping over the long weekend, xAI is accelerating. In just 122 days, they have built and brought Colossus online, which is now the world's most powerful AI training cluster. The pace and drive of the xAI team has been incredible to witness. Grok 3 will be fun. Hmm. Really cool. Let's see what's latest over here. The best way to predict the future is to invent it. Nice, Robin. Let's see what's the latest we got. Okay, December 20. OpenAI just announced O3, a breakthrough AI model that significantly surpasses all previous models and benchmarks. 87%. Okay, we saw this. And if you're wondering what OpenAI skipped O2 went straight, it looks like they had a copyright issue. OpenAI's O1 model is officially out of preview and available to all developers via API. Okay. Google just released Veo 2, a new state-of-the-art video model in testing. Veo beats OpenAI Sora in both quality and prompt adherence. Video compilation below is 100% created by AI. More details in thread. Imagine 3 excels with a variety of styles with vastly improved text rendering and detail. Some examples of output are below. This is really cool if Veo is doing this. Like we imagine 3 also beat out all other models in testing, rolling out in image FX today. Where is Sora? Where is Sora? We got Dolly, SE. Where's Sora? No Sora. Our email newsletter has been read 123.2 million times this year so far. Unreal. Shout out to the powerhouse team behind the Rundown AI. All the incredibly supportive readers, amazing sponsors, and of course, Beehive. Can't wait to announce what we have been cooking next. Yeah, this is really cool. This is really cool for a great win for Beehive. You are cranking out content. 332.4K words written, 123.2 million total impressions. Rundown AI. A massive win for Beehive. Amazing growth. Total impressions. That's the Beehive team. Hmm. Better than a daily newspaper. That is really cool. Congrats. Google just launched Gemini 2.0 Project Astra and AI agents for gaming and web browsing. I sat down with Demis, CEO of Google DeepMind, to find out. Really cool. Really cool. Congrats, Rubin. Congrats. This is massive. He just picked this niche and he went all in. That's really cool. But yeah, that's all for the stream. Thank you. Thank you. That's it.